Father, we just thank you so much for allowing us to come together. Lord, thank you for the ability to learn. Thank you for the ability that you've given us to market. Father, I just declare right now that our books are going to travel to places that we haven't even been to yet in the name of Jesus. Father, I ask you that you release your anointing that makes teaching easy. May we all be able to process quickly, God, and that we will walk away with a product that we are proud of. And in Jesus' name we pray, amen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so everybody, welcome to the live class of creating your author website. I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. So what you're looking at right now is the template. Y'all, this toolbar here with Zoom just drives me crazy. It's always in the way. So this is what your template is going to look like. You received an email with a link to download the template. When you get that, you're going to see where it says, I think it says, it may say copy new template, or it says use template for new design. When you see that, that's what you're going to click. So I'm going to give you a second to go ahead and do that. And give me a thumbs up if everybody has the template in front of them, okay? Katina has it. Lori has it. Lisa, you got it in front of you?
I have you mean my own?
So when you download the template, I think it's in purple, it says use template for new design.
Oh, you know what? I think I just opened up what you sent me. So I got to do the PDF you sent me then.
No, you can just click the link that I gave you, where it says this is the link to download.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay, so you're going to see something that looks like this. Now, of course, because this is my design, it says edit template. You're going to click here where it says use template for new design. Is that what you saw?
I did. I saw it. And it said edit the design now.
You use template for new design?
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you're in the right spot. Okay. So that's mine. So what you're going to see here is it's going to open up inside of your Canva account. And so the first thing that I need for you to do is here, well, mine says copy of template, but that's because I made a copy of the copy of the template. Give it your own name. So type your name in it. Like you could say, Tamika Hall one-page website, Tamika Hall site, something. Whatever you name it, it'll show up at the very top of the website when it's all published, in the toolbar. But just give it a new name. So I'm not going to be able to see what it is that you're creating unless you send me a link for it. But I just want you to go ahead and give a new name. So like I said, we could say Tamika Hall website. I'm just going to put sample so that I know that this is for this class. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. If you have not already done so, I need for you to then, over on the side where it says upload, I need you to click upload and then upload all of your files that you need. So to do that, and you guys are going to see 1,001 files inside of my account, on my phone, on my computer. But you'll click upload and it'll drop down to your computer. And I want you to go ahead and you will select your files. So that'll be your picture, your book cover file, the files that you used to for the inside of your book, those screenshots that I talked about in our preparation class. And so when you click upload, you'll see where it just comes here. Now I've already created a folder for myself because I do a lot of work inside of Canva all of the time. So I actually created a folder for myself just so that I have things right here on hand. But I wanted you to just be able to see how to do that, okay? All right, let me just make sure that everybody's good. Can I get a thumbs up that everybody is good, that you have all of your stuff uploaded? Okay,
No.
great. All right. So here we go. So we're just going to go ahead and start with our very first slide here. I want to just show you very quickly. This is kind of what it's going to look like. So I'm
Okay.
showing you on my site. So we're creating this first site. Now your site is, of course, is not going to have the background and my picture and all of that stuff, but every slide is going to end up working out to a seamless one-page website. And it's also going to be a site where, if you want, and I'm going to show you this at the end, you actually can have navigation. You can have a navigation bar at the top. And it's just this little cute site that you've created for yourself that is going to not only help you solidify your brand, but it helps you to generate some income with your book and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to go back to our sample. And right now we are tackling the homepage. We're tackling the homepage. Okay. So the first thing that I want us to do, we already have all of our assets uploaded. Go ahead and give your page a name. Now, if you, as you saw with mine, I think I called it the Man Fast. I'll click back over just so you can see it. I just did mine. I called it the Man Fast, and I put the subtitle of the book there. So that's what I want you to go ahead and do, is to just give your website a name.
Okay.
So all you got to do is you just click inside there. I've already kind of set it up for you. You are able to move things around if you want to move things around, but I've already kind of set things up for you that you can just click and do whatever you want with it. So you can give it a name, and then when you're ready, you can give it a subtitle. Buy my book now,
With the
please.
name.
I'm sorry.
We can be creative with the name, or we have to use like the book name.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yep, you can do whatever you want with that. For me, I just chose to do my book because I actually already have my own website. I already have a Tamika Hall website. And so I knew that my site was going to be dedicated to just displaying the Man Fast. So that's why I just gave mine the book name. But if you wanted to, if you don't have your own website, you actually could call it, it's so fun. I keep calling you Strand, but you know, Katina Scott. I've known you as Strand my whole life. Like, so, you know, you could always call it, you know, Katina Scott, and you could give yourself a subtitle. Or I want to show you, if you would like to delete something, when you click on it, you already get this trash can here where you can just delete it out. If there is ever something that you don't want that I've put there, you don't have to keep it. Okay, you don't have to keep that there. And actually, I apologize, you guys. I kind of want to start over just a little bit. I want to give you a walk around of Canva really fast. So forgive me for that. That's why I like to give myself notes so I stay on track. Okay. So let's pretend like we just started all over. I'll end up cutting that last part out. So I want to just give you a quick walk around of what Canva is. You have already uploaded your book, your picture, all of the different assets that you may have. I want to show you what we are able to do inside of Canva, because all of this is important. So we have places where we can add text. So what I've done is I've just clicked on the book title text there that I have, and I want you to direct your attention to this top bar right here. In this area, if you were to hover down or click down, the down arrow, it gives you a ton of fonts that you can use. Now I have a pro account, so the things that have the little crown next to it, as a pro user, it does give me access to more things than when you have the basic account, okay, when you have that free account. But there are still a lot of really great fonts that are available here on Canva. This right here, and I just realized, I think I may have used a pro font for you. I'm not sure. I think I may have. But you can easily change out the fonts to something that strikes your fancy, or you can keep it the way that I have it. Okay. So there you have it there. You also can change the size of your font right here. So you can change your font a couple of different ways. You can click the plus button, which increases the size, and you can click the subtract button, which will decrease the size. That's one way, okay? The other thing that you can do is you can drag. You can literally take your cursor and go to a corner, any corner with the little circles, and you can drag up and down. And I do both depending on what it is that I'm trying to do, okay? If you need to stretch out something, let's say if something's a little too short, like let's say you have a really, really long title and you need to stretch it out, all you have to do is just take your cursor and go to the side and you can literally just pull it out, okay? I also wanted to show you, and I'm just working with this one asset here, this text, because this works all across the board. You can change the color, okay? So if you highlight it, if you go here to the A, it literally tells you that it's the text color. You can change the color to match whatever it is that you want to. And we'll go into this a little bit more in depth where you can actually change it to match the color of your book cover and different things like that. But let's say I already know that I want purple to be the title here. You can change that color there, okay? I have everybody in a basic black because it just made it easy for people to start there. Depending on the font that you have chosen, some fonts allow you to either bold, italicize, and or underline your text. So this right here, it does allow for me to bold it. So all you gotta do is click it. This is very much like Microsoft Word. It does not give me an italics option here, so we can't italicize it. So if you want something italicized, you would then have to go and change out your font, okay? But it does allow me to underline. And again, if you're used to Microsoft Word, then these don't look scary to you, okay? This is a strike through. So if you have something and you want to say now, you know, if you want to be like Walmart where they discount their stuff by 6 cents, you know, you can say no longer $9.99, you know, and you can always do a strike through if that's what you wanted to do. So that's what that S is for. And then this right here will automatically uppercase everything. I tend to be really super big and bold, so a lot of times my stuff is already all in uppercase, but you literally can go here and you can see it's already highlighted. You can take that off if you would prefer to not have everything in uppercase, all right? As we move on a line, this is where we have our alignment. So you can left align, you can justify it, you can right align things, and then you can center it as well. And it's just a matter of you clickety, clickety, click, okay? You're used to this, it looks like Microsoft Word. If you decide that you want to put bullets or numbers, it's this button right here. So you can bullet it, you can put a number, or you click it again to make it go away, all right? This button right here gives us spacing. So let's say that I feel like my words, the two lines are too far apart. You can drop this down. All you have to do is click it, and you have letter spacing where it spaces out your letters. And then you also have line spacing where it will either make them farther apart or it brings it closer together. So it does give you a lot of function here when it comes to that, okay? And I'm moving a little fast, but I just wanted you to upfront know the things that you can do, okay? When it comes to effects, and I believe I do have an effect on here, you can add a shadow. So when I clicked on effects, it gives me a button over, or excuse me, it gives me a menu over here with a lot of different functions. So this is what that font would look like with nothing, okay? I can add a shadow to it. I can also just kind of lift it with a little bit of a shadow behind it. And that'll make a difference depending on what your background looks like. But again, I just wanted to go through things. You can hollow things if that's the way you like it. And sometimes it's fun to just see how things work. If you decide to outline something or even shadow it, you'll see where you get an option to change the color of your shadow. So maybe I wanted my shadow to be yellow, you know, maybe I want it to be red or any other color. You're able to do that. Okay. I want to just, and you can just kind of see these right here. If you wanted to do a background, these are just some of the things folks would probably potentially do. If you click that, then you get a background. And just like the other things that kind of deal with color, if you scroll down here, you're able to see that you can change the color of your background. Okay. If you don't like it, just click off of it, click it again, and it automatically will come off. Hold on a second. Take it back to none. Let's say that you want to curve your words. So let me take off my book, my website. Let me take that off. Let's say I want to curve these letters. You can actually change the shape. So it'll do something fun like that. And so if you want to mess with the curve, if you can see me, I'm kind of down on the lower left of your screen. You can see how when I move it back and forth, you can curve it all the way around. You can bring it this way, all that good stuff. But if you don't want it, you just click none. Hold on. Let me go back to normal. I don't want you, oh, excuse me. I don't want none. I don't want none. So there we go. Okay. We can animate our words and different things like that. I'll just go ahead and show you that. And we'll probably come back to it in case you want to, but since I'm here, we're just going to go ahead and do that. So if you click on animate, it will actually give you a preview of what each thing will do. So this would mean that as somebody logs onto your site, they are going to encounter this animation. Isn't this fun? Yeah, these are the little fun things that you can do, okay? But you may not want to animate it, and that's fine. So then just don't. I don't think I have any animations on here, okay? So I'm going to pause it for a second and just ask if there are any questions regarding all of that, because I gave you a lot. Any questions regarding that stuff? Okay, great. All right, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys have probably already gone on, and so that's fine. So the next thing, so let's just talk about the title. By now, you've probably already added in your title. You can change those words to say whatever you want them to say. It can either be the title of your book. It can be your name. If you don't already have a website, having your name would be great there. If you want a subtitle, you can click there. If you don't want it, all you have to do is click on this trash can and you can delete that out, okay? If you ever find that you've accidentally deleted something or did something that you didn't want to do, you can always go up here to this little arrow at the top in the blue, and it'll undo, and it will give you back what it is that you just did, okay? Let's go ahead and add in our front cover. So everyone go ahead, and if you have not already done so, go ahead and just drag your cover. So if you've uploaded your assets, you're going to see them over here on the side screen, okay? As soon as you click on the little book here, the book frame, it's going to throw up the upload section where all of your different images and your video assets are. All you have to do is click and hold that, and you can drag it over to this section. Now, one thing that you just saw is that anywhere that you see a frame like this, it can go to that. But just don't let your finger up. Just keep dragging. Okay? And then you see that there. Now, I already added the words, add your front text here, your front book cover here, then delete the text box. So we've done that. So just click that and then just delete it. Click on the words and delete them. That way it's only showing your book, okay? If you want to change the frame of the book, like let's say you want to make this book closer to the color that is on your book cover, you can always do that. Now, what you saw here, let me just make sure I get back so that you can see it. This is the frame. Let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Okay. So as you can see, it kind of already gives you somewhat of a gray frame. If you're okay with that, leave that there. Okay. But if you want to change it to reflect the colors of your cover, then when you click on it, it's going to bring up this color match here. It's going to already tell you what the different colors are. So we see that this is a gray color. And let's say I want to find a brown in here. When you scroll over on the left, what I love about Canva is it automatically lifts colors out of your photo. It will automatically lift some of the prominent colors. So let's say you want to work with the black here, okay? I actually would probably go through and every single thing that there's a gray, I would just boom, give it a black color. But you don't have to do that, okay? You don't have to. You literally can leave it where it is if you feel like it's good enough. Let's say it does that the photo colors that you see here are not reflective of what you want over here. All you have to do is you click the plus sign where it says add new color. It's going to bring this up for you where you can either add in the hex code, which is our color codes, or you can click on this little marker, which is going to pick the color. And all you have to do is you click on that little marker and you drag that, don't do anything yet until you hover over a color that you want. Let's say you want it to be this light tan. Once you find the color that you want, as you can see, it's illuminated over here. It's magnified. You click that. Okay. And so then what ends up happening is that that color now is reflective of your document colors. So if you wanted to go through everything that was brown, or everything that was gray and change the color. If you want to add all these different colors up here, then you can. As you can see, there literally are 4 different colors that make up that book cover. So it's up to you if you feel like dealing with all of that stuff or no. Me, I don't know if I would. The other thing I want to just show you is that we've dragged our image over here, but some of the words are cut off. What you would do here is you would just double click the image. Hold on a second. And it says smart crop. So it allows you to, you can actually move that image up a little bit. You can move it up, you can move it down. If you wanted to make it bigger or smaller, as small as it will allow you to go, then you have that option to do that here, okay? So for me, if I were utilizing this particular cover, I mean, what would be important to me would be my name. If I don't have anything up here, I probably would just go ahead and grab this and swipe up. So with your cursor, all I did was just hold my finger down and I was able to move it up and down. Okay. And then it's automatically reflective there. What I want to show you now is your background. What is it that you want for your background? Right here, I already have a frame for you that if you wanted to add a picture, you can add a picture, okay? Some folks may want to add their book cover. Let's say if you have a cover like this one where you don't have a lot of words up top, you very well could drag and drop your cover here. You can drag and drop the image. Remember what I just showed you? You would double click it to move it around. And then if you like that, you're able to do that. You see what I did there? I'll do it again, just in case, because it was zoomed in. Because this cover has a lot of open space up here and there aren't any words, that may actually be a great background for you. That may be something that you want. So you literally just drag over your book cover. It will grab it, and you don't want the words here, so double click. And then you can crop it down. And as you can see below, down here, all of this is blurred out. So that is not going to show, okay? The only thing that shows is what we see up here. So somebody may actually like that. Let's say that your book cover doesn't have this and you want a different type of photo. Well, we know that our book cover has a waterfall in there. Canva has a large library of photos that are at your disposal. So all you have to do is go all the way to the left on this design bar, and you'll click where it says photos. Okay. And then you can search for a photo that you want. So let's say we want a waterfall. I'll type in waterfall It's going to automatically pull up a bunch of different pictures that I could use here. And I don't know, let's just drag a photo here. If this is something that you like, great. If not, keep looking. And you can drag different pictures here, anything that you want, okay? But let's say you don't want a picture there. Let's say you just want to add a color. You can literally delete that picture and you can delete this frame. And now you're just left with color. So when you click anywhere inside of this white box, it's going to pull up our bar again so we can change the background color. Maybe we want the color to, if we scroll down to our photo colors, maybe we want it to be that brown. I don't know why we would, but maybe we do, right? Maybe you want it to be the blue or any other color. Maybe you're like, I love pink and that's just what it's going to be. Y'all know I love pink. So, you know, I default to pink, but that's not necessarily what I would do for this particular book. So that gives you those options to do that. Okay. I'm going to pause for just a moment because I want to just make sure that we are good here and there aren't any questions. You got any questions for me?
Not
Nope.
over here.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I'm going to undo everything because I want to get back to my frame. And I want to show you that, let's say you want to add a video. You actually can add a video to this background. Canva also has a large library of videos that are available to you. Now, of course, I have access to the Pro, as I have access to all of them, but they also have really pretty ones as well. So let's say, I designed something for someone this week and I used this video here. And just like with your picture, all you do is click and grab it and drag it over. And there you go, right? So that just gives it a nice, pretty flare. You can drag anything over there. It'll give you a nice, just a different type of flair for, you know, what people are going to see when they first log into your site. So that really is up to you. And what happens is that video will, you know, it just kind of plays for the duration. When you look over on the side, it tells you how long the video is. So this video is 22 seconds. Let's say you want the video to continuously play. And I know I'm giving you guys I'm giving you a lot of information, but something that you may want. If you want it to play continuously, as long as somebody's on your site, you would scroll up here to the top and where it says playback, you click play on repeat. So you could literally have it where this video plays automatically. And so the video, the audio is automatically muted. So you can see that. So if there was any sound in this video, we're not going to hear any rustling of noise or cars or anything like that. We're not going to hear that, right? So the audio is automatically moved. It's automatically muted, but you can have it where as soon as people go to your site, it automatically plays. Okay. So you're like, listen, it's going to automatically play as soon as they get there. If you want it to play on repeat so that it starts over and over and over again, then you would just click play on repeat and it will do that for you. Okay. Let's say, I'm just going to stick with the video for here so that we can move on for the sake of time. Let's say that this is the video that I've chosen. Obviously, if this is what I've chosen, I'm going to need to change this font color, right? So again, you would just take your cursor, hover over the font, click on the text. I like white. It's just easy. I know I'm going to see it. I would just probably click on white there or any other color. This is just to show you what you can do. Okay. And the final thing that I want to go over on this page for right now are the buttons. I have a buy now button and I also have I have reviews, that button as well. Just like with your font, you can change the color of the button as well as the text, okay? So we're not even going to add the link to it right now. We will come back and do that when it's all said and done because the links are the easiest thing to do. So I don't even want us to get hung up on links unless you already have them, that's fine. But we'll just go ahead and get this taken care of. So red is not going to work for this. This color worked for my ManFast website, but it's not going to work for this particular book. So I may actually want this button to be the blue color. So when you click on the button, you can see where it says shape, and then it also gives me the name of the font. So the shape has a color. The font in itself also gives me the capability to change the size as well as the text color. Let's just go from left to right. Let's change the color of the button. So if you click that color, again, for me, I always kind of start with my photo colors because it's already done the work for me to lift it out of there. I probably would go with that blue. I'm very colorful. Y'all know that, even though I'm wearing gray today. But I like a lot of color. So we have that. You could actually make your review button a different color if you want, or you can make it the same color. It's really up to you on what you want that to be. You can change that. Here, excuse me. We'll click on this button. I'm going to change the color of my text there because I don't have red there. I'm probably going to add that blue color there just so it gives some type of continuity to what's happening. And so that's that first slide. This is your home page. And what I want you to do now is follow my cursor over to the left side here. If you click that where it says add notes, it allows me to name this page. This is really important if you decide that you want to have a navigation bar up top. If you don't name the page, because this is considered a page, if you don't name the page, you won't have that link capability. You won't have that navigation at the top, okay? So we can just do that now. I think in your template, I've already named it home for you, but you can call it something else if you want to. If you want to, you just click there and you just change the name, okay? So that is page 1. And so before we go on to the next section, are there any questions for me about page 1? Okay.
I have one question. So when
Sure.
you brought the picture over that we were using for our background,
Mhm.
then did you send that to the back? You know,
You know what? You didn't have to because I already have this frame for you. Are you having difficulty with that?
I did. So when I brought it over, so it still was like stuck in the middle.
I actually feel like I should have recorded all of that. I should have recorded that. That would have been good. Okay, let me see here. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Great. All right. So, we are now going to the second page. Actually, let me just take a second. For those, what was not recorded, and I just want to show it to you. We had a situation where a picture, when the picture was dragged over, it didn't catch with the gallery, okay? So if you find that your picture comes over like this, but your gallery is here, all you have to do is grab it and just drag it around, okay? That's all that you have to do for that. So that's what I wanted to show everybody. Also, I want to show you, let's say you accidentally send this picture all the way to the back. And so this is what you're left with. But you know your picture is on here somewhere. All you have to do is click the gallery, or excuse me, click this frame, go to position, send that to the back, and now your picture is back here, and then you can just drag it inside, okay? I just wanted to show everybody that. So let's go on to page 2. Page 2 is all about you, okay? Good stuff. It is all about you, all right? So here, the first thing I want you to do, let's go ahead and bring over our author picture. I'm going to delete my picture out. So I want you to grab your picture, and you can literally just click it inside. Let me just, y'all, I have so many things in here. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to click an image. I can actually even do a different one. than what you see, okay? So when you just click your image, it's gonna just throw itself onto this particular page, okay? It's gonna throw itself on this page. No worries. All you have to do is click on your image. Where it says edit image, you're gonna go up to the top left, you'll click edit image. And then here, you'll see BG remover. This is the background remover. It's going to take out everything that is around you. If you have a nice, clean, professional photo, this typically will be easy for you. And as you can see now, I can put this anywhere and that background is not there, okay? So from there, I'm just gonna drag my picture over here. And just a designer thing, like from the eye of a designer, if you can, don't have your image like this where you're showing that you're cut off. To me, I mean, it's a pet peeve of mine as a designer. It may not be for other people, but literally as a designer, I can't stand it. So you can take your picture and look, it's automatically going to kind of slide you behind the other page, or you can just make sure that you're flush to the end of that page. That way you're just all in sync, right? So there's your picture. And you literally here from there you can either change this, you can keep the words here where it says about the author. You could change it to say, I don't know, maybe you want to say about Tamika Hall, or obviously your name, right? You can do that if you wanted to do that. You're welcome to do that as well. For me, I just said about the author because I initially chose to put my name here. So you can just add in all of your content. You can also, this is where you can copy and paste your bio. If you remember, make sure that it is 50 words or less. Make sure it's 50 words or less. Let me grab my bio. I went on ahead and grabbed it so that we're redoing it. This works well if you have a have it in Microsoft Word or in your notes section where you can literally just copy and paste. Okay. So copy and paste your words there. You can also align your words. So as you can see, this is aligned to the left, and that means that the edges are left jagged. You may like that, you may not. So if you don't like that, you can change the alignment. Go right back up to this bar here where it says alignment, just like on Microsoft Word, and you can change that, center it. You can right align, or you can justify it. It's really up to you. Some people don't like the little spacing of the words here. For me, I never care about that. I like even edges for the most part, okay? The other thing I want to show you on this page is you can change the color of this color blocking here. You may not even want this color blocking, right? You may not even want these different assets there. Like, let's say you don't want that line there. You don't have to. You click it and you can either go to the bar that says delete, or you can literally push the delete button on your particular device, okay? And so there's two here. I've designed with two because I wanted it to go from the top to the bottom. So you can delete it. And then if you don't want it there, down here, you can also delete this as well. Okay. I'm going to bring them back. And we can also change the color. And you can make the color more cohesive with what you did at the top. I think this was the blue that I used. So, you know, you have that option to do that. Again, with this one over here on the side, you do not have to even keep this bar behind you. You can delete that. That actually looks kind of snazzy, but that's up to you. All right, that's up to you if you want to do that. And then of course your box here, I gave you a different shape that's not connected to the text. Maybe you want to delete that. That could work, right? You really have the capability to do a bunch of stuff. If you deleted it, maybe you want to do this and just move stuff around. You're welcome to do that as well. You don't have to keep it looking exactly like how I did it. I actually kind of like that, right? So maybe that's something that you want to do. And again, you know how to change the color of that particular shape. That's really all that there is for this. You can also change this or take it out if you want to as well. That's all that there is for the about about us page, about me. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to name it. So go over here to the left. And in your notes, I think I already clicked about. But again, you may want to say about Tamika. You may want to say about me. Or you may want to just keep it as about. That's up to you. Just remember, whatever you name it, I'm going to show you, whatever you name your pages is what you're going to see at the top. And as you can see on mine, I actually did say about Tamika. Okay. Awesome. Our next slide page for our,
Sorry,
sure,
what button do I click on to name it again?
no problem. So we are, hold on, let me click out of here. Okay. So if you go over here to the side where it says add notes,
Yes.
yep, add notes.
Okay.
And that is going to, and then you just scroll up to the top where it says page 2 and you click right inside of there, right next to it. Thank you for stopping me.
Thank you. I'm good.
Okay, good. So let's go to our third page. This is about our book. On this page, you will see that I actually have a video that's behind this page. So you automatically know you can either switch it out with you can switch out with another video. If you want to keep this video back there, I don't care. I'm not going to be offended by it, but you already know you can switch it out with a video. You can add a picture if you wanted to do that. You know, to do that just by going to your photos, right? Like maybe if we're dealing with the same book, maybe you want to do another photo, you can do that. You can also delete. So that deleted the picture and then it left the frame. You can delete that if you only want color. If you remember, if you want color, you'll go all the way to the white and then you'll click and you change the color. You have all of that capability on this about screen, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and reset us to where we were. Okay. Here, you also see where you have 2 different frames for your book. This shows that the book is available as an ebook. You know, that's just kind of like the given. And this, of course, is the book is available in a physical form. So to do that, you already know the deal now. You're just going to go and you're going to grab your book. And if you just hold it, you can drag it where it needs to go. If you happen to click instead of drag, you'll see where it's going to pop up on your screen. And there you will grab it with your cursor and drag it over. Okay. Yeah, I was designing logos yesterday. So let's just play with that. See, if I were to do something like that, you can just drag it over. Okay. For about the book, this is where you can quickly jump over and grab your book synopsis. Go ahead and do that if you haven't done it yet. Grab your book synopsis so that you can copy and you can paste that. I apologize. I stopped sharing my screen. There we go. Just go ahead and copy and paste that within the text box. And there you go. Now let's say if you have too many words or for your text box, you may need to make your font smaller. So if that's the case, if you remember, you can go right up here to your our taskbar and you can decrease the font or you can increase it. Like maybe you don't have a very long synopsis and that's okay too. You can increase that font as much as you want to, or you can decrease it if you find that you have more stuff, okay? You also can stretch out your synopsis, or you can shorten it, okay? Let's say that you don't want one of these assets. Again, if you don't want something, you just delete it. All right, you click on it and you delete it. Okay. And if you find that, well, I'll show you how to delete a whole page, but your main pages that you're definitely going to want, you're going to want a home page, you're going to want an about you page, and you'll definitely want an about the book page. Like those are the basic things that you're going to want. Okay. So I don't want you to even play with like deleting this. I don't even want you to play with deleting it. So this right here, I want to show you this right here. This shape is, I have it, I have it as a dark color here, but what you'll notice about the color is that it's kind of transparent. So you can actually take away pigment from your shapes. You can take away color. To do that, you go up here next to where it says position, and you'll see this transparency. It looks like a little checkerboard, right? If you click that, you can do this, I think, for letters and everything. You can actually make things a deeper shade, so that's its actual color. But maybe you want people to be able to see, the video through it. So you can play with this to your heart's content. The transparency thing is I enjoy transparency a lot in designing using Canva. Okay. So again, as you can see, if you chose to do a video behind here, you may want it to be transparent because maybe you want people to be able to see everything moving behind you, but that may not be important to you. And of course, with this shape, like everything else, if it's just not what you want, you can delete that shape. You can either click delete or click the trash can. And again, if you find yourself here, you know that you're going to have to change the color. If you find yourself kind of looking at something where your words are too light, just change the color of your words. No biggie. A lot of fun. So this is our about the book page. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to scroll over to the left side where it says add notes. And then I want you to add in your page title. I already have about the book. I've already titled it for you, but you can always change that. So that's more of like a suggestion, but just so that you do have that. Okay. Are there any questions about this page before we go on to our next page? All right. Moving right along. I love it. Y'all were ready today. Y'all were ready. So this is a peek inside of the book. So as you can see here, by now you're used to all of this stuff, right? I knew that you would be savvy enough that you guys really could have just done this all yourself, but you're savvy enough. Let's start with the background like always. With this background, I like gold. And so for my book, The Man Fast, I used a lot of gold with that, because for me, that's just like really opulent and kind of majestic and all of that stuff. This is a gold foil that is behind here. You don't have to keep that, right? You may not want to keep it. I literally left some of my elements there from my site just in case you wanted to keep it. So again, me keeping in with the theme of this waterfall theme, my background, again, you can either make it a color by deleting everything out. I'm adding it back, or you can switch it to another picture or a video. I know I said that over and over again, but it's just a reminder, just in case. I'm going to keep with my waterfall theme here just because why not, right? Once you add in a picture, if you remember, you can double click on it and it allows you, well, no, this one is horizontal. So my cropping capability is either taking it side to side, or if I wanted to stretch it out, as you can see here, these little circles on the sides, you can do that. Okay, so that's what I can do over there with this particular picture. If I had a picture like this one where it is horizontal and I drag that over and I wanted to crop it, double click, and then it allows me to go up and down. Okay, you see that? So it's all according to the shape. All right. When I'm working with this shape, I love horizontal because typically what you're going to see over here, like this is almost a perfect match for here. That means that pretty much everything I see here is going to end up back here. All right. Whereas with this, and it ended up being very pretty. I love these rocks, But if I were to use this, like I picked it because I knew it was horizontal to show you, but I knew that the end result, I was going to show the rocks at the end. So that was my thought process behind that. So here, this is just a peek inside of the book. For me, and I talked about this in our preparation video, what I did is my synopsis for the back of the Man Fast actually encompassed everything that you see here, as well as what you see here. And so I chose to kind of extract the different things that you would get from inside of the book. I kind of had already done this work for myself just because this is what I already had on the back of my book. Now, for you, let's say you don't have this. This is a good time, if you haven't done it, to think about what are people going to get out of this book? What are the benefits? So you may not want to say a peek inside the book. You may want to say what you will learn, right? So Lisa, your book is about grief and it's for the babies. So, you know, what you will learn. So you could say, you know, a parent's resource for talking about grief with their child. I don't know, right? It's kind of wordy. Y'all know I'm a preacher. I talk a lot. Okay, now we can see here where the words kind of moved over. I mean, it kind of gets lost behind my picture over here of the book. So you just grab the side of your text box and you just move it over, or shorten what you say. Okay. I know with Katina, yours is a devotion. So you actually may like this portion that I have here, devotion, scriptures, and journal, right? You may want to actually take some of the stuff that I have. I can't remember if you have reflection questions or not. I don't remember. But feel free. Like if I already have something here, y'all, that you like, take my words and make them your own. That's okay. You know, kind of work within that stuff. This works for you, Lori, especially if you're using it for the anthology, because you know the anthology actually has devotion scriptures. It has reflection questions, right? But you may want to talk about what they're like a short sentence of what they're going to learn from your chapter, right? So that may work for you. All right. And if there's any more detail that you want to add about your book, then you can. Right. I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to go over to my website and scroll to that section. Over here, this was the end of my synopsis. I told y'all I talk a lot, but it was needed because I needed to say all this stuff. So I literally just took a piece of my synopsis and I've made that my conclusion sentence. Okay. So that's just kind of how that looks. And you guys always feel free, like with what I've created with my stuff, feel free to take what I've done and to glean from it and all of that good stuff. On this page, you also have another shape, just another fun little shape here. And you can either delete it, if you choose to keep it, change the color, you know, change it to anything that you want. You're used to that by now, right? We also have a button here. I'm just going to deal with this stuff where you're changing color and different things like that. You're used to this too. If you want to change the color, you do that. If you don't want the buy button, then you can just delete it, right? You'll just click it. And again, if you remember, you just delete it using the trash can or you click your delete button. I would suggest that you keep it here because you kind of want to remind people, you know, every couple of slides, hey, buy the book, right? So it's just like a little passive way of giving people access to purchasing the book. And again, we're going to go back through and I'm going to show you how to do your links before this is all said and done. Here, you're used to this already as well. It's just another space for you to add a picture of your book. And also, this is just for you to drag and drop the images of some of the screenshots that are inside of your book. Okay. Do I have any questions about that? Nope. Okay. All right. And let me just see here. I think I may have shown this already in the preparation video. I don't remember. But my images just kind of look like this. I literally did screenshots from inside of my book and I just dropped them in here. Okay. If you end up needing to make something big, or let's say you don't want to show everything, maybe you only want to show a portion of what's inside the book, double click, and then you can crop around it. Okay. If you took a screenshot from your phone, you don't want to show the portion where, you know how when you do a screenshot from your phone, it's going to show you, your battery life and the time and all of that stuff. So if that's the case, it would be good for you to double click and for you to crop out the things that you don't want to be seen. Okay. So you literally have 1, 2, and 3 interior pages that you can show. If you don't want these things, you can click and you can delete it. If you delete the frame, it deletes everything automatically, right? So let's say that's something that you didn't want to do. I'm going to show you that again. Let's say you don't want to show the inside of your book. You don't have to. It just was something else that you could do. If you click delete, and because this is a frame that I've created, if you delete an image, it's only going to delete one. Okay. But if you delete the frame, it deletes it all together for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Let's say you were to do that and you just want this. Now you can just drag these things over and you can just play with where you want them to be on your page. Okay. Because maybe you don't want to show the inside, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. With this page, we're going to go ahead and name it. So like all the other ones, we're going to go over here to the left. We're going to click on Add Notes, and we're going to name our page. I automatically called it Inside the Book, so it's up to you what you want to call that. You could either call it a peek inside, you can call it Inside the Book, What You Will Learn. That's up to you. Okay. Do I have any questions about this page before we go on? Okay. So let's scroll. Our next page is a quote page. Now, you may or may not want the quote page. Okay. Let's say you don't want this page. If you click on it, all you have to do, you click on the page itself. If you come to the left, because all of these right here control your page. You can literally delete page. It tells you that you delete page. It's deleted forever. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and undo so it comes back. All right. And I'll say this again too somewhere. Sorry, that's the designer in me. It was off center. Forgive me. All right. Let's say we don't want this page to be seen. You would go up here and click hide page, and then the page will be hidden until you want to use it later. Okay. So that's how that works. So let's deal with this quote page. This is where you're going to pick a quote from your book, and you can just copy and paste it. All right. So go ahead and copy and paste that. You can play with how you want the quote to look. If it's a short quote, you may want to do something like this, right? Now for me, I have a crown here. This is what you see on the ManFast site, because that's basically what it's all about us being daughters of the king, right? So all this is it's a symbol that I pulled and I made it transparent. So let's say you don't want to use a crown. Let's go ahead and click that and you'll delete it. You can always, if you wanted to, play with your quote right here in between, these quotation marks. These can be moved as well or deleted. Okay. But let's say you want to add a different picture. So I don't know, somebody throw out something. Let's say we want
Butterfly.
a butterfly. Perfect. I love it. Thank you. Because I was at a loss. So then we'll just go over here to the left, and I was kind of scrolled down, but if you can see all the way over here on my left toolbar, I'm going to go to elements. If you click on elements, you get access to all kinds of stuff. You get shapes, you get button shapes. You get it just gives you like the library at your fingertips. But since we know we're looking for a butterfly, I'm just going to type that in there. Butterfly. Okay. For me, I'll probably go see all. Let me see. And I would probably for this use this right here. When you click on something, make sure that you can change the color. Okay. Some of these you're not able to, right? So if you click that, you have this butterfly and you may like this butterfly. That's fine. But if you know that you kind of want to change the color, make sure that the color option comes up. So a lot of these black images, black and the white kind of clip art, it will give you the capability of changing the color and you'll see that up there. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to my original butterfly. Because I guess because I used to live in Texas, it's go big or go home. So I probably would make it kind of big. So as you can see, you can make it big or small by dragging it. I'm gonna change the color. I'm just, oh, you know what? Because everything was blue. Everything I've been doing is kind of blue here. And I'm going to send it to the back. Because right now, as you can tell, it is in front of my words. You guys see that position? It's in front of my quote. So I'm going to send it behind. So I'm going to go to position. When you click on position, it gives you all of these different layers where you can either bring something forward, you can shoot it all the way to the front, you can push it backward, or you can push it all the way to the back in one fell swoop, okay? And then from here, I'm going to make it transparent. So I'm going to go back over here on my toolbar where it says transparency, our little checkerboard. And I'm going to make it transparent. You can make it as transparent as you want, right? I mean, depending on how transparent you make it, you may not see the blue, but that's okay, or whatever color you're using. Okay, so I'm going to make it transparent. As you can see here, I forgot to say this, because the quote came from you, make sure that you put your name there. And maybe it's just a quote that you like, put that person's name there if that's, if that's what it is. Or you can just delete that out altogether. Delete out that text box, that's up to you. Of course, change the color of your quotation marks. There you go. I did not name this page because I didn't want it to show up in my navigation. So that was just me. If you would like to name that page, go ahead and do it. I didn't name the page. Okay. Are there any questions for me about this page here? That butterfly is cute, Lori. All right, so let's go to our next page. And we're actually almost done. What readers are saying. This is just for you to add in what people have said, right? Literally the quotes, if you took time to kind of get the reviews, and or people have left reviews on your Amazon, then you can go ahead and do that. We actually talked about this in the preparation video, so I don't necessarily have to, I don't have to do this with you right now. But yeah, what readers are saying, as you can see here, make sure that you change out your colors to reflect what you want them to be. Everything, there's a bunch of different colors here. You got all your quotation marks that have color, all that good stuff. You may want to change out the color of what readers are saying. You actually may want to change that out, and that is perfectly fine because this is yours. And what you'll do is you'll just come over here to the left. Let's give this a name, and I've already named it reviews. I try to keep your page title concise so that everything fits across your navigation bar and nothing gets lost up there. Because sometimes, like if you were to say what readers are saying, that's going to take up a bunch of space on your navigation bar. Okay. Any questions for me on this page? Awesome. And hopefully you do have, I would challenge you to make sure you get some reviews to throw on this page. Like I said, if you have to go to your daughter or son and have them give you a review and you just put their first and last initial so people don't know that it was your child, do that because it gives readers, it just adds credibility to your book. So if you can, don't delete this page out. Work to get 3 of them. If you're like, Dr. Hall, I need you to give me a quote, tell me, I'll give you one. But work to get your reviewers here, okay? Because
I was so nervous to ask people to give me a review of my book. And what you said yesterday is like, even if someone hasn't finished the whole thing, just for them to give you a review of the parts that they've read so far. So
yeah,
that
and
really helped me.
yeah, and you literally can like write an example. So this is what I used to do all the time when I was really first coming out as an author, and I would ask for reviews. I would give people examples, and I would say, feel free to take this and make it your own. Now, if they take a review that you have written, just make sure you don't use it as an example for somebody else. But you know what I mean? Y'all, though, that's the shortcut to it. Like, even if, let's say for some of y'all with your next book, because everybody here has written a book. But let's say for your next book, you want somebody to write a foreword for your book. Sometimes people, they have the best intentions, but they don't have time. Write it for them, tell them to read it, and either add or subtract from it. Because you get what you want and you make their life easy, right? So it's the same thing for reviews. And don't be afraid to ask them, like, hey, listen, just tell them, listen, I am, working on my website. I need you to give me 1 or 2 sentences on what you think about the book. And here's a sample. Feel free to take this and tweak it and all of that good stuff. And I think I used to give people like 2 and 3 different samples, and it always worked. Because some people, it's not being disrespectful, but some people just aren't good with their words. You know what I mean? Like, they're not. So you're helping them out and you're getting what you want and what you need as well. Okay. And even before your book comes out, like, Lisa, your book is getting ready. We're almost done. I actually have your illustrations. I got a ding about that right before we started, that the updates are ready. So I'll be sending those to you too. But even before the book comes out, if it's somebody that you trust and you want to give them a PDF or a sample of your book, feel free to do that so you can get some early reviews. And then again, when the people give you their review, make sure you say to them, hey, do me a favor, jump on over to Amazon and post this for me since you've already written it. And it just makes they'll do it because they've already written it. They don't feel like it's an extra chore and they know they're helping you out. So don't be afraid to tell people, hey, can you help me out here? Okay. All right, I'm going to go over to the next page. Supplemental information here. We talked about this in the preparation video. You may or may not have need of this right now, right? All these things were built out as my book came out too. So by the time I did create this site, all of these things were in place. So I already did have the podcast, I had the community, I had the Bible study, and I went on ahead and left my verbiage in there just in case you were creating something like this. Because when I thought about it, I'm like, these are things that are good for people to kind of create, or you may have thought about it. And I just kind of left my verbiage there in case you wanted to take it and make it your own, okay? With your supplemental information, I believe I called this something like stay connected, or I said, you don't have to do this alone or whatever. So you would give it a title, right? And then what you see here, I have grouped everything together. So right now I have stuff grouped together. So if you needed to move this stuff, it would all stay together. So when it tells you to ungroup and you click that, that means that you're going to be moving stuff independently. Okay. And you may or may not want to do that. If let's say you do want to switch out this icon here. Is anybody coming up with something that's not listed here? Like, I don't know. Are you doing something other than a podcast or a community or something like that? Anybody? Let's say book club.
I'm thinking about doing a blog.
A blog. Okay. So I'm going to go over here to Elements and let's just type in blog. Ooh. Well, blog still came up, but because I'm an editor, I can't take it. So let's say, Katina, oh, this is fun. But let's say you want to change out this icon here. So I just deleted out the microphone, and you may want to do something like this. I mean, it's really up to you. Y'all, I like color and I like shapes and I love things that don't always makes sense. So you always could throw that in there. That's kind of cutesy. I don't know. Let's see. It's so much fun, right? But any of these things. So that's what you would do. You would just kind of type in what you're looking for, and you add your icon, you change the color of it. We already know how to change the color of all the different assets on the page. And that works for you. That'll work right there. Right. So this may work. If let's say you're only doing a blog, you may not need all of these. Or I actually have added, I've added another section that's kind of like a bonus section in case you want to utilize that instead of this one. That may work for some of you too. Let's say you're like, listen, Doc, I don't have need of these things just yet. Again, if you come over here to the left side where it controls your page, you can hide the page so that it's still there, but it's hidden when you publish your website, right? Or you can delete it all the way out. If you're like, I'm never going to use these things, I'm not even going to do this to myself, you can delete the whole page out, right? You can always do that. But some of you may actually want to just hide it. So if that's the case, you would just click hide. You would just hide the page, right? And that's what you would do. And if you are good with this here, you can literally click this and add your notes. I don't remember what I called this page. Let me just see. Sorry, y'all. Oh, I called it resources. Yeah. So this is what mine looked like. If you think you want to add your picture here, I'm just going to show it to you just because it is on my site in case you wanted to. I'm going to grab one of my pictures. Y'all, I thank God we got a lot of people working with right now. Let's say we're just going to grab a little something here. All right. Just it's always good to have a good reminder. And you guys can see this. I'm behind stuff. So I can always position myself. If I click position, I can throw myself all the way to the front. We're going to edit the image. Go to BG remover to remove the background. And we can play with it anywhere on the page. You can put it here. This actually might be kind of fun. I'm getting ideas. You could actually do different pictures of yourself throughout. Huh, that might be fun. Okay. So just different things that you can do on this page. Okay. Any questions about this page before we move forward?
Well, for this page, you can hide it,
Mm-hmm.
then bring it back because I have my podcast is not ready to post yet.
Yep. And over here on the left side, you'll
Uh-huh.
see that. Yep. Over here on the left side, you'll see where it says hide page. So if you want to hide it, you just click that I button.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you can hide it.
And then bring it back when the podcast is
And you
ready.
can bring it back. And I'm going to show you guys how to move your pages around too, because we're almost done, but I'll show you how to move that around because there are some pages that I even started for my site that I'm like, I don't know if I feel like dealing with this right now. Because I was just really ambitious and I started it and I was just like, no, I'm good. And but I saved it because I put work into it and I actually moved all of those things down. I moved all those pages down. But I'll show you guys that in the end. Okay. Any questions for me? All right. Other books by, and you can just add your name here. This right here, y'all, these are not, I did not group these. Maybe, did I? I guess I did. Go girl. Okay. So let's say you only have maybe 1 or 2 books. You can always delete these things out. One way that you can delete, if you click your cursor and then just drag it, so you have your finger on the left clicker, drag it, it will grab everything together. You can delete it all out at one time. Or you can go through and delete stuff out one at a time. Okay. With these are just like your other frame where you literally just drag and drop your photos in there. So we're already used to seeing this, right? So you would just literally drag and drop the book, and then here you would change the name. So you would double click and change the name, and then you're able to add in the link. And again, I'm going to show you guys how to do a link. There's no need of me showing you every single place that there's a link, because you can go back on your own time and you can do that. I have all of my books linked to Amazon just because right now I'm not shipping all of these out, from my home. I have the ManFast here, but I'm not shipping them out. So I literally have everything. I have all of these connected to my Amazon. But if you do have more than one book, it is good for you to at least have that stuff here, because it will garner additional sales, right? Because people will be like, oh my God, I didn't know she wrote that, right? I didn't know she wrote My Foot is Green, and then they'll get it. So you can you can delete these things out if you don't need them, right? Let's say, I'm going to lock that. Okay, so what I just did here is I locked this shape in place. All right. But let's say you only have maybe one, or at least I think you have 2 other books. So maybe you just want to have those 2 books here.
Right.
That's fine. If you want, you can.
Those are anthologies, right?
Yep, and that's
But
yeah, they are anthologies. So if you have an anthology, make sure that you link it not to the Amazon, because that's going to go to whoever holds
no,
the publishing rights for that. Make sure that you're linking it to however people can get it. So as I showed you guys, you can make just like you can make text and different shapes bigger or smaller, you can do this with anything. So my suggestion is, so that it's easier for you, hold down your cursor, that left clicker on your mouse, or if it's on your laptop and you're using the finger pad, hold it down, and once both of them are connected, you're going to see where it says group. You can group them if you want to. You don't have to. Let's just group it if you want. But then you can make them bigger. So let's say, again, you only have 2 other books. Instead of you trying to reconstruct this entire page, delete the things that you don't want, and then you can just increase the size of what you have. Okay? Maybe you only have 1 other book. And I'm not saying only as if that's a bad thing. Listen, it's all good. If you saw, I grabbed all of this stuff together, right? And if you want, group it so that you don't miss anything. You can move this around anywhere that you want, and you can make it bigger, right? Bigger or smaller. Boom. And there you go. And just because I know that all of you are going to have more than 1 book, let's say now you've got multiple books and you just want to update your page later on. All you got to do is this right here. This is how you copy. So we're already highlighted. Let me just click off. So you highlight what you want. Sorry. So we've highlighted the group. If you click this double here, it says duplicate. Boom. It's just duplicated it for you. So don't worry that you've deleted all of the different books that I had on there. I literally kept those because, again, some people that may use the template may have a lot of different books. So it's easier to kind of subtract than to add, right? But you always can come in here and add. So you don't have to feel bad about it or nothing. You can always add. And you just drag and drop like always, okay? With this page, if you're not ready for this, just like with the others, you can hide the page, okay? You just go over to the left page controls, and you would click where it says hide page, the eye, okay? And with that being said, I want us to go ahead and name this. I've already named it Other Books. You, again, can name it whatever you want.
This page actually won't hide. It's not. It'll let you delete it, but it won't let you hide it.
It's funny because sometimes if you kind of scroll up and down and you come back to it, it'll like let you hide.
Oh, okay.
It's different like that. Like sometimes I've noticed that too. It's annoying. I've noticed that. So you may be able to do that. Okay.
So Robin, so when you do an anthology, so I I have a website set up when I have an anthology through GoDaddy. So I'll probably have to keep GoDaddy to get when I sell those books because I need to get that, you know, money.
Sure. That make
So I
that
have to
makes
keep
sense.
GoDaddy.
I mean, I
Because
think so. Unless you end up kind of making, like, let's say maybe you make an author. Well, you just got to figure out how you want to sell it. So
I
um,
know.
maybe you can link them to your PayPal, or maybe you can create a Square account.
I know I might have to because I'll be paying for two sites. I'm paying for Canva, right, going forward because I'm going to be doing more books.
Oh, okay.
But as long as if there's an anthology, I might need to think about that because I'll be paying for GoDaddy, Canva. I might have to think about that.
I mean, so my thing is, I think if you don't want to be paying for GoDaddy, that's fine. Square might be good though, because Square, you can, like the Square where you have the little, it connects to your phone and all of that stuff. The good thing with the Square is that you can actually have product links there. And I don't believe you have to pay for that.
Right.
So that would
'Cause
work.
that's my website through GoDaddy. But now that I'm getting ready to set this up in Canva, I probably will get rid of GoDaddy and just have to set up a different form, a different way to get the other two books.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
have to think about that.
Yeah, that is definitely something to think about for sure. Yeah, it's definitely something to think about for sure. And like I said, it's great because it's a quick.
I like Canva though. It's so much more
Isn't it
to,
pretty? Yeah,
yes.
yeah. It
So I'm
just.
gonna make sure this is all set up before I get rid of GoDaddy, of
Hmm.
course. Yeah.
Hmm. Yep, exactly. Okay. Are we
Okay.
done with this page? Do we have any more questions about this page? We are coming to the end. Um, this is another page. Either you may want it or you don't. It's just an extra page where it's just telling people again, hey, get your copy today. Okay. So this was just something additional. These are some additional pages that you may want. Either you want to keep them or you want to delete them. By now you already know how to utilize these assets. You know how to change the colors, how to change the fonts, all of that stuff. If you wanted to add something snazzy here, you can write that. You're welcome to do that. I wanted to give you a frequently asked questions. This is actually one of the pages on my site that I have hidden because I've been trying to figure out if I should even add that. But I do typically have people that ask a lot of questions. So you may want to ask frequently asked questions. You may want to have this there about your book or not. Like again, Lisa, you are talking about grief, right? So maybe it may be a question for you that somebody may ask you is, can adults read this book? You might want to say this book is great for adults, and you can kind of give your response to that. This is a really great gift, for a child who has lost somebody or even for an adult or what have you. You know what I mean? So frequently asked questions is another one, is an additional page that I've added just for you in case you want it. Again, if you don't, you'll hide the page, or you'll delete it out. If you're like, I'm not using that ever. If you want to name it, I would probably name it FAQs or, FAQ because that's just easy for people. People know what that means and it takes up less space in your navigation bar. Okay. Another extra page in case you wanted to have something like this where you maybe throw in just a picture of your book, right? Maybe it's you holding your book or what have you, or you want to add your YouTube, podcast, your Instagram, whatever. Maybe you do have a shop. So Lisa, this may work for you, where you say, visit my main site. You could always do that. This is just an extra page for you to utilize if you want it. If you don't want it and you're not going to want it, you can either hide it or delete it out, just like with the other ones, okay? This is just a little small photo gallery. This is always fun, especially if you have people that are holding your book or what have you. And again, if you don't want this stuff, you literally can just delete them out. You'll see where you have these different elements here to kind of separate the pictures. So just make sure that you change those colors. To add in a photo, you can either pick a photo that you already have or get a stock photo. I grabbed stock photos for this. I grabbed a book, people reading books, that's just something for you to do if you would like to do that. That's just always fun, especially again if you have people, either it's you or somebody else that is holding your book. And then to connect, you definitely want people to be able to connect with you. Don't give out your personal phone number or your personal cell phone number. Okay. I think I may have talked about this, I think perhaps in processing in the preparation video, but don't give out your personal number because you don't know where your book's going to travel, right? So either get a Google Voice number. I have my business line is actually through an app called Sideline, Sideline. I pay, I think, $10 a month for it, but it's an app, but it's connected to my phone. So I'm not running around like a PIMP, with 3 and 4 phones. You know what I mean? Like I literally have this app on my phone. Let me just show it to you. Where is it? It's so funny because I just use it all the time. And now I actually kind of forget where it is. Okay, here it is. So I don't know if you can see. Can you see here? Hold on. Let me just pull it up. Actually, excuse me. It's called Index now. It's called Index, but it is its own. You can't see it, but it has its own app. So I literally text from inside of here. I make my phone calls from in here. If somebody calls me, it's going to actually call me through my Index. So it actually shows that it's calling that app, but I have one phone. And like I said, I pay like $10 a month for it. I love it. If you guys are interested in it, let me know. I think I could probably share it with you. I've been using it probably for the last 5 or 6 years. And I love it, love it, love it. Because again, I don't want to be running around with a whole bunch of phones. Let me just check my notes and make sure I have given you everything I wanted to give you. I want to show you how to move your pages up and down. Let me show you this. All right. So I believe in my website, my quote is actually in between these 2 pages. I think so. Okay. So the way that you would shuffle your pages around is you literally go over to the left. And then that's what these arrows are for. You can either move up. If you click it, boom, it goes up. You can move down, boom, it goes down. Okay. So that's kind of what I was saying, that if you find yourself and there's a page that you don't want to use, I like to get things out of the way. So if you notice, these pages are kind of already at the bottom, but your Connect Us page is probably, you're probably going to utilize that. So you would just click to move that up so that you're even kind of seeing what it looks like, what everything is kind of looking like in your preview. Okay. I like to kind of work with what I'm working with, and everything else, I'll just hide it. So I just want to show you guys this. So when you hide the page, boom, you'll actually see where the eye is like looking at you. I guess I feel like it's backwards the way that they do the hide and the unhide page. Okay. So if it's like this, then it's showing. If it's like this, then it is hidden. Okay. What did I just do? I locked it. Okay. All right. Now, I have to show you, that actually looks kind of nice. Oh, wow. Okay. I want to show you when it comes to publishing your website. Are we ready to go on here, or are there any questions for me? Okay.
I have a question
Sure.
about the links.
Oh, thank you. I forgot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, I looked at my notes and still messed up.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm going to start right back up here at the top, because this is important, because it's here we're showing where you're linking outside of your website, and then also with the reviews you're linking within the website. Thank you, Lori. I would have been so mad at myself after this was over if I didn't tell you about this. Okay, so the link for buy now, all you would do is you click on the words, and you're going to see this link. It'll come up. So when you click that, you're able to type in, I'm just going to type in my website right now just because it just makes it easier. So by now, if you remember, we talked about in the preparation video for you to just have your link already ready, okay? Sorry. I'm just going to throw this in here because it's just easier. So you'll enter in your link, you'll click done, boom. It's there for you, okay? So for your buy now link, you literally can go through and everywhere where you see buy the book, buy now, whatever. Remember, you click on the words. Once you click on the words, that little link, the 2 links are going to come up, and just throw in your actual link there and click done. Boom, it's there. If you ever need to go in here and change your link, it's the same thing. You double click it, except you're going to see a little pencil where it says edit link. And then you'll just literally go in and edit the link. You can also edit what the text says. So if you want to say, buy now, buy please, you know, whatever, then you can do that, okay? And we have that here also. So for me, if it was me, all of my buy now books, I would just, every single place that I have the buy now button or buy the book button, I would take a minute and go through there. Let's talk about linking within your site, because your reviews are another page on your site. Just like with the first, you'll double click, and all I did was kind of click between my letters and it highlighted the whole thing for me. Or you can literally drag it over, okay? Then you get this link here, and you'll see where it's trying to link with different files that I already have in my site, but we're going where it says pages in this document. So because Canva, I probably spend 5-6 hours a day inside of Canva designing something. Like I'm like a professional Canva person. But so you may not even see this, like what was there. But pages in this document is what you are interested in. This is also why it's good that we have named our pages. So we know we have a page called reviews. So we're going to click that. Boom, it has linked to that page in the site. I want us to go ahead and preview. If you click on preview, and you actually can do that before you publish. Because actually, when we go to publish, if you're not comfortable publishing anything, then don't. People probably aren't going to find it even if you do publish it until you tell them about your site anyway. But so if you click preview, it's going to take it a second to generate. So all you guys just go ahead and just kind of preview real quick. And you'll be able to see. You'll see if you'll be able to click on reviews. It took me right down there to the review. It's so much fun. I love creating. It makes me excited, right? Buy now. Click on that. It took me to my website. On my actual sites, it takes me directly to the book on Amazon. Okay, but you're literally able to see it from here. This is the computer view. Okay. Now, I don't think I clicked for this video to begin scrolling automatically. And so it already had stopped scrolling. So what you'll see here is, if you remember, I was telling you, oh, you know what? This doesn't work in preview mode. Sorry, y'all. It doesn't work in the preview mode. But I do want to show you, this is, if you look up here at the top where it says desktop, this is the desktop view. This is what people are going to see when they are on their computer. The beautiful thing about Canva, now you can see the spaces that I did not hide, you see them here, okay? Once you hide them, they'll be gone, okay? What I love about the Canva site is that it is automatically, it will automatically restructure your website for mobile view. So if you wanna see what it looks like in mobile view, you just click on the mobile button up here. And then it lets you see what your Canva site is going to look like to people when they're on their website, on their phone, on their laptop. It's the coolest thing ever. I just love it. Okay. And once you're ready, you would just click publish site. But if you just kind of wanted to see how things were going and all that good stuff, you can just close out of that. Okay, any questions for me before I just show you what happens in published website? You may want to come back for this if you aren't wanting to go all the way through the process. Any questions for me before I show you this? Because I do want to make sure I show you the published site. Okay, so when I'm ready to publish my site, you'll just click on publish website. And you're going to see this here on the right-hand side. This is what's important. You may or may not want it resized for mobile. That's up to you. I have it. I like for it to do that, but so if you don't, then it'll show you what we see here. It's up to you if you want it to be resized for mobile or not. Okay. So again, when you resize it for mobile, boom, it's kind of shrinking things down for you. It's already kind of showing you what it's going to look like on mobile, right? And you may not like that. You see how it kind of shrunk it down for us? You may not like that. You may be like, no, you're going to get it just like this. Okay. So that's up to you. If you want the navigation bar, if you want that navigation menu, I'm going to click back over to my side. This is the navigation menu all the way up top, right? If you want the navigation menu, make sure that you click this here. Now, you actually can kind of start this process. You don't have to click publish website at the bottom, but hopefully it'll still be there for you when you get ready to go. So you'll click include navigation menu, wait for it to kind of populate itself up here, and you can see where all across up there, we get our navigation bar. Hey, I love it. I love it. And you'll also be able to see if you neglected to write or, to type out a name of one of your pages, right? If you don't want a page to show up in the navigation site, then just make sure that you will go over to the left side where it says add notes and you delete the name. Okay. Anything that has a name is going to show up on your navigation site if you include navigation menu. Okay. Then you have a space where it says website URL. And you literally can, if it were me, and yours is not going to say, mine already says the manfast.mycanva.site, whatever. It says that. Yours does not have that. You may want to put your name, right? You may want to say your name. So if you do, it would be like tamikahall.my.canva.site. You can do that. Okay, it's locked. Okay. You also, hold on a second. Sorry, I'm trying to come out of here. Sorry. I think I accidentally clicked it. Okay. So you can add a name right here. Like I said, you can add your name, you can add the title of your book. You may want to just add your name. It's up to you, right? All right. And so then when it says you can also get your own domain, you can get a new domain name. I actually have a domain that points to my site, and it's the ManFast book. So I actually have the ManFast book that is pointing to my ManFast website. So you always can do that later as well. You can always connect your website to it. Okay. You can always do that. And then when you are absolutely ready to publish, this right here, if you want to add in a page description, like you literally could say, the official site of Dr. Tamika Hall or whatever it is. That's if you want to do that. And then you would click publish site when you are ready to go. Okay. Does anyone have any questions for me? And for the next 2 weeks, I'll be around to kind of ask questions. Y'all just put your questions inside of the group chat on Facebook, because everybody, and Lori, email me.
You know what? I'm going to create a Facebook account just to be on your group.
Okay.
Because I do have a Facebook account, just haven't logged in like years.
I get it. And it's so funny because every time I try to like move things off of Facebook, people are like, but this is where I'm at. And I'm like, okay, but I'm actually working on kind of creating outside communities for my classes and different things like that because everybody's not on Facebook. Like it's not
Right.
everybody's world. So, but if you guys do have questions, I would encourage you put it inside of that Facebook chat because everybody might have the same question. And I'm also open to like if I need to actually let's do this in let's say maybe 2 weeks or so, let's connect and maybe have a refresher that if anybody has any questions, like maybe I'll have a Zoom. I'll go ahead and schedule that if you guys want to do that so that you can be building things out. And if there are any questions, we'll come back together so that you can say, hey, Doc, like, refresh me here. I'm ready to publish. Tell me how to connect my domain, like whatever. Because that might be the only other thing that may be kind of tedious for you. It's easy, but it's easy for me because I've been doing it for over 10 years. You know what I mean? Actually, almost 20. Wow. But but that might be.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was talking to one of my clients and I was like, I've been publishing since 2005. Like it's been a long time. It's been a long time. So, God is good. So how do we feel about class? Was it helpful?